Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to Tuesday Evening Live, here to support our soul thrive. My name's lisalyle. This is my channel here on YouTube. A very warm welcome back to all of you who have been traveling with me for a while. And of course, a very warm welcome to those who are new. I trust that whenever you come across these messages, there will be something here for you. So this is going to be this is my final Tuesday as a Saturday. So when I announced the changes to the channel, I had mentioned that we would be doing our Tuesday night live at 8:11 a.m. Unfortunately, I'm going to be at work at this time on a Tuesday night as of next week. So I'm feeling like we will do a Tuesday morning live, the Thursday morning live, and the Saturday night live. And then everything in between that. So, with that being said, how's everyone doing? We have all planets currently moving direct right now. It's a 3-week window until May 4th or 5th, and then we'll get some retrograde movements again. So it feels good. Venus has moved direct, Mercury's moving direct. Everybody's going forward. So you may be feeling in your personal life that things are starting to pick up a little bit. We are approaching Easter weekend, the resurrection, if you will. And what is the resurrection? It's us. I find it really interesting now that the only recognized holiday in Easter weekend is the day, Good Friday, the day of the crucifixion. That seems kind of odd because what is truly apparently the celebration is the resurrection, which would be 3 days later, Easter Monday. And apparently only governments get that holiday now. Everyone else, no. So weird, just a weird, random little thought. The weather here is very strange as well, very windy and cold. There was a moment of some sun today, but for the most part, windy and cold. So I'm just gonna start pulling some cards. And tonight I'm working with the beautiful Healing Energies cards, 1 and 2. I have combined them, and they were created by the talented Leanne Peters of Temple of Balance. If you don't know who she is, check her out. She's worth knowing. So 2 cards have already come out, and they are one's from the original deck and one's from the new deck. And we're just going to tune in and see what's going on. The first card out was System Purging, and this is exactly where we're at. It is a 5 plus 8 is 13, which is the number of the divine feminine. And what we can see in this image here is we have a hummingbird there. We have a little bee, and that's really interesting. This bee energy has been coming up a lot in recent days. And then I did see something today with respect to the bee being the representation of the divine feminine. And apparently on some monument of the resurrection, the bees have taken over. And so it's almost like it's an anointing of the feminine, because we know that the feminine was distorted since that time, the essence of the sacred divine feminine. And Mary Magdalene was framed as a prostitute, 444. And when in fact Mary Magdalene was the divine counterpart of Yeshua, our brother, the Christ. And the Magdalene energy was the divine feminine the divine feminine essence of the Christ. So we are the ones here that are restoring that righteousness back to that story that we've been told about the masculine and feminine. And from my understanding, that Jesus, Yeshua, our brother, was on his journey of ascension. And, that's what we all are. Hi, Creatrix. How's it going? So we're the ones here restoring that. And as the system's purging, what are we purging? Well, we're purging the clutter of the mind thoughts. And as we purge the clutter of the mind thoughts, we get to the business of doing the emotional healing that is required. And on Saturday, there was some talk about that as well. Yesterday, there was an Ask Your Angels message from your angels that was put out. So please do go have a look at that. It was really beautiful, and there was some great messages that came through there. Yeah, yeah, I know. Me too. Same. Although I look over here and I'm like, oh yeah, there's probably some stuff I can purge. But here it's really funny because a couple of weeks ago, the message that came through, it is our thoughts about our feelings that keep us spinning our wheels. So this was the first one out here. So I'm going to touch on this, and look, we've got those numbers: 10, 10, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. And those of you who were on the most recent live on Saturday night I did speak about that because I did receive a message about that number last week. On this card here, it says clearing the mind of worry, stress, fear, confusion, and negative thoughts, opening of the mind. And if you open your mind, don't worry, your brains won't fall out. I just like saying that. I've heard it somewhere before. Depression, listen to your thoughts, words, and feelings. And I'm really feeling like the message here is about self-talk. What are the words that you're saying to yourself? Like, are we always saying, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, there's never enough time. Oh, I don't have enough resources, blah, 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 blah. Because as we say that, it's almost like we're amplifying that energy. So it's like there's always enough time. I have abundant resources flowing my way, and I feel rested and rejuvenated. So it's just about, I'm feeling that there's a message here to shift our thinking a bit. And as we do, it's going to improve. This is like spirituality for, no offense, anyone. I'm just, they have Microsoft Word for Dummies and stuff. This is like spiritual awakening for the novice or the apprentice, if you will. Tight, stress, uncomfortable, trapped, chained, bound, release, unbind, cut away healthy ties, attachments, and addictions. Keep your light on. And it's hard to keep the light on when we've got a lot of negative thought processes running through our mind. The emotional healing is really supportive. I didn't bring any of my books in here that I've been writing, but something did come up about emotional healing the other day, and the idea that it's not comfortable, right? It's not comfortable to address emotions that perhaps we've been trying to avoid. And yet, do we ever really avoid them when we live with them inside of our experience? Not really. What this is, what I'm really getting from this is, for some, you may be like an emotional basket case, but worse than that, you could be popping off at people who don't really like that, people who aren't really the reason for why you're feeling the need to pop off. I'll give you an example in the workspace, and I'm sure I've shared this here before. There's one very challenging energy, a young feminine energy. And this is kind of what we deal with on a regular. The love bombing and then the popping off emotionally, which is very destabilizing for those of us who work in the environment with this person. And so I'm just being guided to say, if you are feeling emotional and your emotions are expressing as anger and rage, and you're really emotionally unstable, it's time to call yourself back and take a seat at the table with yourself. Kiva, hey sis, how's it going? This is an 8. So the service to our eternal soul. And as we clear away, again, the wheel turns, right? We've got all this 101010 energy, the new beginning after the purge. And this purge is supporting us to experience more joy. And it doesn't matter how fast or slow you're going, as long as you are moving and you're not getting stuck. The shedding of the skin. What does it say here? Clear the toxic clutter, tune up, wash off, remove the buildup of toxicity and negativity, purge and release to keep going forward, cleanse. And this could just be, I know Creatrix, it's like, I don't think there's anything left to purge. And yet, there's probably always space in our experience for us to tweak and refine our practices. And the last 2 weekends that I've had, I've really found myself in this space of like tending to the home front. Like, I have a lot of plants, and some of them didn't transition very well to the new location we're at. So we've been here for 6 months. So it's been about like moving some of them around, actually trying to propagate some and getting rid of the ones that are just looking like they're not doing well, like they've died, because it really has an effect on the home space. Having a lot of plants in the home space has a positive effect when they're all healthy and vibrant. But when you've got odd ones, for me anyways, I had these ones that were struggling. I couldn't stand looking at them anymore. So I took care of them today, moved some plants around, and as a result, there is a new vibration in the home space and it feels good. And I love seeing this because I actually have a big clear quartz crystal, a similar size to this, and I was guided 1313, divine feminine energy everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Our journeys are extremely different, and yet they're the same, right? Because it's all ultimately, we are, humans. And like, let's face it, it's 1331. Anyone who is guided to connect with me and resonates on any level with anything that I say, you're a real one, and you're one that has come here for great purpose. And as that being said, we've also been deep in the trenches for much of this lifetime, let's be honest. And yet the reward is going to be, it's going to be all that we could have imagined, and then some and more. And it really feels like, we can see what's going on externally in the world, right? We can see it. We can see the divisive energies at play on the planet. We can just see the cognitive dissonance of the humans, HUEMANS, wherever they are. We can see that there's a lot. So those of us who have been doing the work, like all of you watching this, and myself included, this has all been preparation. So yes, it has appeared more challenging than most. And again, it has been more challenging than most, right? And yet it also means it's going to be more magnificent than we could have imagined. And so you and I, we have been prepping for years, decades, maybe most of this life, and perhaps the lifetimes before. And the reason being, and I've said it years ago when the whole convid rolled through town, across the globe, apparently, that those of us who have been doing the spiritual work, those of us who have been living very lean, right? Like just keeping our head above water, when these systems that have been built on lies and untruths and everything, when they come collapsing, because they are collapsing, when they come down, we are well prepared to rebuild, and we are also well prepared to support those who have no clue what's going on, who may lose everything that they've worked so hard for. They are going to need the ones like us who have been through it. We have been through the hardships. We have overcome the hardships. And yeah, it may take a little while for the abundant ship to start rolling. Okay, let me read this. Also, I do feel like there is nothing because I did the work and I'm actually at the point I don't really want to listen to anyone else's take on what's happening to me. So I figured I'd graduate myself. Yeah. Hey, you know what? Yeah, and that's, same thing. And, I don't, just a sec here. We have all graduated. It is a level up. We've been hearing that for weeks. And yes, there, like you, anything I say, it's not because of feelings of superiority. Like I've literally been in the trenches doing the work, shedding, rebuilding, starting from the bottom. Now we're here again, moving this, that, all of it. I mean, it's just been too much. And yet, I guess ultimately it has served purpose, and we've already been told that it's time to celebrate, and we in our humanness, it's like we want to see the visual of our success. We want to see it right away, and it just doesn't work like that. It's more about the energetics that we're feeling. We can feel the change in the air. We can feel the new coming in. Yeah, so just keep doing what you're doing and trust. Like I said, when we were told that when we get through the eye of the needle, it is the new life. So, no doubt you're on the other side of the needle, and we can close the door. We don't have to keep revisiting what's back there, right? Because we're here for so much more. So as we close the door lightly behind us, we begin to open the windows in front of us, and the pathway clears. And the new vibration um, guides us. I wish I would have brought my books in here, because there was a couple things that I wrote yesterday. Of course, I can't remember because they all, oh, excuse me, come through. That's another thing. Sleep. Who's feeling so tired? We've had massive solar flares off the sun, and then these geothermal winds, or the solar winds blowing through. It has been intense. And we may be feeling called for more and more rest, working with some of our crystal friends, just taking it easy. So it says grounding connection. You are moving into a new vibration. It's time to nourish the new as it grows within you. You are the one who must follow through, take action, and do the nourishing. Yeah, same. And I mean, shortly when we're done here, I'm going to go have a nice hot bath, make a cup of tea, and go to bed. because honestly, it's like from the time I find that recently it's been more about making use of the time when we're awake. So I got up and it was nonstop. I cleaned the apartment and, moved the plants around and all of that. And it's 9 o'clock and I'm ready for bed. And I mean, the last 2 days since the full moon, since Saturday night, it's literally just dragging. It feels like dragging the butt. Oh, and look at this. We got the dedicated focus again. um, I'm feeling like turtle energy in there. I'm not even sure it's a turtle, but I do feel this turtle energy. It's 11. So we have all these ones and zeros, and now we have an 11 here. Dedicated focus, eye on the prize. What is it that we would like to see manifest in our life, and how are we supporting it? The various streams of resources coming into our experience. Um, this feels like your healing is the crown of glory that you are meant to wear at this time. The message here, it says, be consistent, remain dedicated, give it your attention, be mentally focused. We can't be mentally focused if we've got, the monkey mind going on. You are capable, believe in yourself, have a go, see it through. So, what is it that we would like to see manifest into our experience at this time? And how can we do that? In what ways can we show up to do that for ourselves? Crown of glory for all the healing, right? I'm just going to get some. What is this deck? This is called the Wisdom of Avalon, I think. The Wisdom of Avalon. So let's just see. Exactly. Letting go. 44. The angels are supporting us in letting things go, not sweating the small stuff. How important is it? Allowing our emotions, the repressed emotions to go, the negative thinking to just fall by the wayside. Let it go. Let it go. Let it free your body. Let it move your soul. Let it go. Oh no. We are meant, we are not born. Perception 42, 6. So, what I'm really feeling with this, again, this feels very autumn like here, and we're moving into spring here in my part of the world. This feels very autumn like. So, first, I'm feeling like by the time the autumn arrives, and you may be on the other side of the planet, and it could be autumn in your part of the world, but it feels that by the time the autumn comes, so as we move through the next two seasons, a lot's going to be changing, and it is always about our perception. Most walk through the world with blinders on, and we're being called to take the blinders off. We're being called to soar with the hawks and eagles and see life from a higher perspective and experience the joy that is our birthright. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go back to here. So 10, and then we have the 11, 10, and then we have more 101. So a lot of reset energy about. And on the other side of our healing journey is joy. Our grief leads us to all the joy that we have inside. There's always something. And it's funny because people are like, oh, why did you change your name to the Joyful Muse? First of all, just like Wisdom of the Heart was guidance I received 13 years ago when I created the page, the Joyful Muse was also guidance I received during automatic writing, and I wasn't going to do it. And the reason I was guided to is to support the new vibration. Wisdom of the Heart, the space that I had grown for 12 years was hijacked. I have no access to that space anymore. So it's almost like I couldn't really expand into the new as long as I was holding on to, the old, which is the wisdom of the heart, which is how I live and operate my life. Yet also trying to extract the joy out of life, and removing the obstacles that prevent little lisalyle from experiencing the joy that all girls and boys deserve, right? So that's our role. And I love that joy keeps coming up. Joy is the new vibration, and joy is the vibration that we, most of us aren't used to it, right? Because when we've been in the survival mode, or, trauma, overloaded with trauma and burdens, it's really hard to experience the joy. So as we lighten up, as we let go emotionally, as we support ourselves through dedicated focus, this emotional healing takes place. And all of a sudden we discover underneath all of the pain was an immense sense of joy. And joy, when we release all the pain, it gets us back to our authentic self, the original divine blueprint that we came here with to support co-creating with the divine. So let's get a couple of cards from the Hidden Realms, and then we'll wrap it up so we can all go do some self-care. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. So first out, the Shadow Queen. So as we delve into the emotional waters are our shadow, right? So, and this is through our physical body, the vessel. We heal the shadow through doing the yes, awesome. That's what it's all about. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. I've got the joy, 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 joy down in my heart. Down in my heart to stay. And I'm so happy, so very happy. And I'm so happy, so very happy. I've got the peace that passes understanding down in my heart. Where? All right. So enough of my silly singing. There's a lot. So the Shadow Queen came out, and then right behind her is the Map Maker of Destiny 24. And we had that 6 on the table already, did we not? Yes. The Perception. So we have the 2442, the Mirror Image. It's all about our perception. The Map Maker of Destiny talks about us living our authentic purpose. So, walking our path of spiritual purpose in this lifetime, using our free will and being inspired by the path of joy, right? Like, too many people, and again, this is just an observation, and it's an actually quite a sad observation. Most people, and we can see it if you have a job like me, I just work in a warehouse. So, um, you can see it walking in there and walking out. It runs 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. And you can see as that, oh, hey, Miss Mo, hi, welcome. You can see it. There's very few people, as we're coming in, like everyone looks so down. Very few people smile. I've more than once I've had coworkers question me, how do you always have such a good attitude? You always come in, you got a smile on your face. I like your energy, is usually what most people say. And I'm like, well, what else am I going to do? Like, it's no point to come in here and be in a bad mood. We've got to get through the next 8 hours together. So, choose the path of joy. And then we have the Desert Prince that came out here, number 19, which is the Judgment card. Is it not? No, it's the Sun card, the happiest card in the major arcana. Survival, false premise. So this whole idea that we're just born to survive, this whole idea that we deserved all the trauma we experienced, It's utter, complete and utter bullshit. It's not true. We were born for joy. We were born to be the new vibration here on earth. We were born to dedicate our focus to our spiritual purpose in this lifetime as connected to source. So, the only way to the path of joy is via the shadow. And the shadow queen, as the shadow queen heals, the shadow queen shines her own light into the shadow, right? And so that more is revealed. And as we heal, we become the emotionally balanced waters of life, right? So when we're in situations where others are losing grip on their emotions or losing grip on their thought processes, we can be the emotional balance. We can be the lighthouse in someone else's storm. And if that's all we are, that's that is more than enough. And as has been said on this channel many times, the lighthouse doesn't go running after people saying, oh, here, I'm the light over here. Just like a tree doesn't go running after people going, oh, here's some shade, right? They stand and they grow. Well, the lighthouse doesn't grow. The lighthouse shines its light, but the tree stays where it is and grows its roots, stabilizes. The shadow queen sees beyond the manipulation, the gaslighting, the love bombing, all the bull stuff that goes on. I want to talk to you girls. Dawn, how's the new job going? I miss you. I hope you got your Taurus season messages. I sent those through to you last week, but I didn't send you an email. I had some technical issues as Mercury was heading direct again. But again, this is all through the physical body here. And then we have the ringmaster of scrutiny, discernment, clear, vision, and details. This is the 9 energy of this year that we're in. We're wrapping up cycles. We're clearing things out. We're moving through the eye of the needle. Like Creatrix, she's on the other side of the eye of the needle, and some of us are still being thread. Some of us are still lightening our load as we go, shedding the skin. And personally, as long as I've been on at this, I feel like there's always something to do. Now, that could not be true. In my experience, it is true though, that there's always a little further we can go. There's always something more for us to improve. So pay attention to the fine details. You are not going to be manipulated by gaslighting, toxic energy. Oh, that's good, Dawn. I'm not sure if you heard, this is my final Tuesday as a Saturday. So today's my Saturday, tomorrow's my Sunday. And then I go to work Thursday, Friday, and then I have Saturday off. And then on Sunday, I start my new shift, which is Sunday to Thursday. So a little more civilized than Thursday to Monday. I'm looking forward to that. And the final card out here, good. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people have been having a lot of migraines. We miss you so much too. Yeah, I have Friday and Saturday off now. And I work afternoons. So, by the time I have to go to work on Sunday, it's mid-afternoon. So it's going to be nice. But this is a beautiful way to wrap this up. The Eagle King. So the Eagle King with the Shadow Queen. I love it. Of course, we have the 12 there. The 12, the energy of the message that comes with 12 and 21. We are the channel of light. It's also the Hanged Man energy. But look, this guy says the big picture, just like that perception card, gaining a bigger perspective, a wider perspective, and angelic help. Where was the 44? We had a 44 in here. the angels, the 44. Where was it? Do we have a 44 here? Am I just losing it? And what was that 44 card? Just a second here. I could be losing it. Oh no, there it is. 44. Right? The angelic realms. The angelic realms are here to support us in letting go. The angelic realms are here to encourage us to keep going because we are beautifully growing. I feel like you're in my big head in the screen. The angelic realms, want us to remember we are the way showers here now to experience, not only support others on their journey of change and healing, but for us to experience a massive shift, a big change for the positive in our favor, right? The wheel is turning in our favor. The destiny is written in the stars, and it's up to us to harness our personal power, calling on our team of light, and to go for the path of delight, to go for the path of the most joy. I love that we got this joy card. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really get much better than that. So, what else is going on, ladies? I think 36. I think that's it for what I've got. Like I said, yesterday there were some angel messages that were published, premiered on the page. If you haven't had a look at those, go have a look at them now. What else? Tomorrow there will be a Whimsical Wednesday interactive message going up. Yes, of course, I've got the joy down in my heart. Where? Down in my heart. Down in my heart, I've got the joy. Sorry, Kiva, I had to do it again. Dawn asked. And I'm so happy, so very happy. Yeah, so I'll be back Thursday for Coffee Time Live, and then there'll be something here on Friday. And then Saturday Night Live will be earlier. We're doing it at 10:10 on Saturday night, starting this Saturday, because I will be home for that. What else? I don't really think there's anything else. Do you ladies, Kiva and Mo, do you girls want me to pull you a card from the Heart and Soul Oracle? I will. Absolutely, I will. Okay, so what time tomorrow? I'm probably gonna record it and upload it. So yeah, that's why I thought of you too, Dawn. Yeah, tomorrow my first thing on my list is to record the Whimsical Wednesday. I'm not going to do it live. I'm going to record it and then upload it. So it will be uploaded it'll probably go live like late tomorrow afternoon. I seem to have quite a bit of challenge uploading things these days. It takes a while, but I'm home tomorrow, so I can keep a watch on the computer. So yeah, stay tuned. It will premiere on the channel, and I'll probably be sitting here as it premieres so I can engage with you as well. So let me pull you ladies a card. Okay. All right. So Dawn. All right. Okay. Oh, again, whatever you're going through, Dawn. Um, oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm back into the office here. Well, it's like where I would do Reiki and see clients. My massage tables over there and stuff. It's still, it's still a work in progress, but it's a dedicated workspace. So I'm I'm getting comfy in it. There's still a lot to do. I look around and I have to have energy a certain way. I'm like, it's not perfect. Um, for you though, Dawn, what I'm feeling again is whatever it is that you're experiencing as you move through this transition with the new job and all of that, it does really feel like the divine counterpart in spirit. The divine counterpart is also energetically doing their part. They just had me look up. I'm not sure if you saw me look up, but look what's on the bottom of the animal deck. Hawk. Hawk came in earlier, right? And then we had the eagle king. Um, but again, these two cards have a very similar energy to them, Dawn. It's like, regardless of the storms that you have been through, you have made it through. And it feels like nothing. It doesn't matter what kind of comes your way, whatever the universe throws at you, you have the ability to navigate the energies. And it feels like we're all in the midst of these really intense energies, but it feels like perhaps maybe you're in the midst of some more intense energies just because you're navigating the new landscape of your work world. So, yeah, let's see what the backs of the cards say here. If you want to experience a deeper level of love in your relationship, you must both consciously and willingly. And again, I'm feeling like it's true for any relationship, right? And we've just had Venus moved direct. Venus is the ruler of Libra. We just had our Libra full moon. Venus went direct the next day. So it feels like all relationships are going to sort of level out. Communication may begin to flow again. And so if you don't have the partner in life that you would like to have, again, it's holding the intention, setting the intention of drawing this in and trusting that the universe is also working in your favor for you to experience that divine partnership. So I'll start again. If you want to experience a deeper level of love in your relationships, you must consciously and willingly surrender over and over and over again. Feel and honor the sacred within all or within each other. Be vulnerable and give yourself up to love each and every moment. In doing so, you will unite in love. You will feel alive, reborn with each breath. One loving thought can create a world of infinite love. And remember at the beginning of this connection, when the mind thoughts card came through, the message was, the message came through that we ought to be mindful of the things we're saying to ourselves. The self-talk, is it negative, is it positive? Because whichever it is, we're just amplifying that. The universe is going to send us more of whatever it is we're speaking into existence. So staying positive. Here it says passion reignites. Dawn, what's going on with you? Is there someone in the new workplace? This is getting a little steamy, sister. Passion reignites, and within the flawless patterns of each other's souls, you discover inner peace. You are caressed by each other's love. Feels like a Harlequin romance here, Dawn. Oh my gosh. You are caressed by each other's love, and this unfolds as endless blessings. Place no restriction on one another. Be firmly grounded within each other's soil, but allow enough space for your branches to sway freely so that you may each dance to the song of your own spirit. I know it would be. I'm feeling it, Dawn. Hold those thoughts positive, because it feels like it's certainly on its way to you, my friend. Whew. Okay, Kiva, you're up next. If there's anyone else here that would like me to pull a Heart and Soul Oracle card for you, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to pull a card for Kiva, and we are wrapping up. So you got that card too, Kiva. And this one. And this one is really like via the pathway of emotional healing, you come into your personal power. So this is sacral and solar plexus chakra activation. You may be feeling it. You may be feeling, again, we had at the beginning of this message, we had the emotional healing card and we had the mind thoughts. So it feels like for some, it's right here. Yeah, so these, for those who missed it, these are the healing energy cards, the original deck and the second, both by the highly creative Leanne Peters from Temple of Balance. Check her out. So in order to get into our personal power of the solar plexus, we must be willing to do the inner work, right? And call our power back, because so many of us have fragmented aspects of our souls all over the place. Well, maybe not so much anymore, but at one time. And it's really about calling our personal power back. And especially a lot of energetic connections are stored within that sacral chakra. So, where we welcome the other in when we are intimate with the other. So, there is something to be said here, Kiva. So I see you're saying have been working in the solar plexus for years. I'm being guided to say move down, shift down to that space between your hips right now, because this is the space that's calling for your attention. And it's going to support more ease in the expansion of the solar plexus chakra when you actually address it. Feels like there's something that's been it feels like there's something there that you haven't quite been addressing, that needs to be healed within the emotional waters, that space between your hips and even lower. They're showing me go down and down. So even at the root chakra, at the base chakra. So focus on those two underneath the solar plexus, and the healing of the two below the solar plexus will support the alignment of the solar plexus, to the point of your personal power, if you know what I mean. Because the solar plexus is the home of the ego. It's also the home of free will choices. And, so when we are in balance through our solar plexus chakra, we are allowing spirit to guide us, and we are making choices that align with our higher purpose, our spiritual purpose here in this lifetime. But, Kiva, this card says and has me feeling that you are going to do the work. They just are strongly, they're saying again, remind her to shift from the solar plexus into the sacral. Just a sec. I'm going to get my sacral chakra singing bowl, and we're going to do a little sound here. Where is it? Sacral, I said, right? Sacral. So everyone just sit and take a couple deep breaths, feet flat on the floor or laying down, whatever you're doing. Nice deep breathing. This is for the sacral chakra, the space between our hips. So some good stones for the sacral chakra: carnelian and amber. Amber is also very good. And this may be completely surprising and not a common suggestion, yet I have found that labradorite between the hips also supports the, for me, it supported awakening some past life memories. So, um, carnelian, carnelian is my number one choice for, um, my number one choice for sacral. So here's some carnelian. Carnelian. And amber and labradorite. I don't have any labradorite in here. So let's see what it says on the amber. Yeah, amber. So here it says, from your soul's perspective, this life is just a page in the never-ending story where you and those around you all have a specific role to play. Yet remember, this role is not the real you. For you are much more than your personality and current circumstances. Your true immortal self cannot be defined. No, your unlimited potential, good, bad, or otherwise, right? Unlimited resources, um, unlimited co-creative, unlimited talents. So, yeah, and that one, we'll read it again just for the sake of reading it again. Passion reignites, and within the flawless patterns of each other's soul, you discover inner peace. You are caressed by each other's love, and this unfolds as endless blessings. Place no restriction on one another. Be firmly grounded within each other's soil, but allow enough space for your branches to sway freely so that you may each dance to the song of your own spirit. So, just for the fun of it, let's pull a couple cards for me and see if I get the ooh la la cards too. We'll see. Oh, that one flipped. Ooh la la. Okay. Our Mother Isis here. Again, speaking of the divine feminine on the rise, shedding of the skin. And one last one. There we go. Wow. Okay, so this is like the reminder that we are the medicine. We are the medicine women. We are the ancient healers, the modern day mystics, here to shed the skin and transform so that all of humanity wins, right? We're breaking the chains and ties that have kept the divine feminine playing small. And as we get closer and closer to the day of the resurrection, I want you to really focus on the divine feminine essence that is you, the feminine Christ, right? Because it feels like this is the year that we are restoring the righteousness to the divine feminine. Is not hiding any longer. She's not staying in the shadows. She has done her work, and she is coming out to claim her place in the world, if you will, and that is each of us doing that. This, again, solar plexus online, balanced emotional body, healing waters of life move through us as us, via the pathway of unconditional love that calms the emotional storms. No, she will not make herself small anymore. And no, we're not worrying about what the world thinks of us anymore. And no, she's not chasing boys anymore. She is magnetizing to her experience all that she needs and more, including the divine counterpart. And if, the divine counterpart can't level up, the divine counterpart is going to float away down the stream. Right? Like that's it. Because we're not taking crumbs, we're not being breadcrumbed, we're not out there looking. We are doing what we need to do and having faith that everything is coming together behind the scenes for all of us. Tune into the subtle divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. More than that, she's a high priestess, right? Right. She is us. And I wonder if we should work with the sistrum. I have the sistrum from the ancient. So this is a sistrum, and it would have been, it's kind of like the Ankh, isn't it? Right? I had the Ankh on yesterday. But yeah. Yeah. So they're beautiful cards for all of us. They're beautiful for all of us. So let's read what this one says. You are a beautiful soul full of wisdom, compassion, and great love. If you feel trapped, it's because you have created your own bondage. It's time to free yourself of the guilt that has kept you feeling stuck and allow the sacred rhythms of life to flow through you once more. That's what we're doing. And your intuition constantly senses the voice of spirit and conveys this through emotion and feeling. Spirit's great love and wisdom continuously flow through you like a stream of soft diamond light. Stop for a moment and feel this beautiful flow of energy. Allow it to permeate every part of you. You and spirit are one, entwined by invisible threads of love. How beautiful is that? We are the thread. Remember, we're going through the eye of the needle, and we are the golden thread of love and light that comes out the other side and begins to weave this really beautiful, inclusive, sustainable, joyful, highly creative tapestry of life. Yeah, doesn't it? It's electric. So electric. I'm trying to think of that song. You're just mine. Head down to your toes. I don't know. Watch that body go. It's electric. It's not really my kind of music. I know it though. Okay. So, yeah, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. I might come back tomorrow night for a live, just some card pulls, chit chat. If you're up to that, look at this. How beautiful. So we're going to end on this note. Stay tuned tomorrow for the Whimsical Wednesday interactive. That will go as a premiere. I'm not going to do that one live unless something drastically changes. And I may come back live tomorrow night. Otherwise, I will be back live Thursday morning for coffee time. And Kiva and Dawn and Creatrix, I thank you so much for engaging here tonight. I love you and appreciate you. And we're going to read this because that also looks like the Ankh too, doesn't it? I'm going to read this, and this is going to be our final message to carry us out. We are healed via the pathway of unconditional love. And this is the pathway of coming home to our personal power. So it says here that you are dearly loved is an eternal truth. For in the grand cosmic scheme of things, only love is real, and only love will remain forever within our hearts and beyond. Love does not judge you. It just unconditionally loves you. It is true wisdom. It is the true wisdom of consciousness. Seek shelter in love, and you shall hear the song of spirit and be guided by the sacred sound. So it's funny that we had a lot of sounds tonight. So it's all about the sounds, ladies. It's all about the sounds, ladies and gents. With that being said, I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for all the ways you support me with your thumbs up, with your subscription to the channel, with your donations, and of course, with allowing me the privilege of working with you. Until tomorrow, everyone. Hey, go check out your angel messages from last night if you haven't had a listen to them yet. I'm sure there'll be something there that will help you drift off to sleep peacefully. I see you. I feel you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for showing up. Until next time, everyone, take good care.